All right, let's discuss the kind of maintenance you need to do to the on-premise system. It's really quite simple. The only wear parts on this dispenser are, number one, this squeeze tube, and if you're using flush, it's this check valve. These parts should be maintained preventively. In other words, you don't wait for them to break and to fail before you do the service. So as your program matures, you should measure how long or how much life you're going to get out of your squeeze tubes. Could be 4 months, could be 6 months, could be longer. And it may change for each of your products, or vary from each of your products. But at the same time, if you're using flush, there is an elastomer in this check valve along with a spring and a ball, but that O-ring will wear over time. This is not a permanent part of the system, so this part should be replaced at least every 6 to 12 months. So make sure you do that before you get water flowing back in the direction of your pail and the customer calls you to tell you that you've got liquid or diluted product in the pail or all over the floor. Something else you can do when you're in the account each month is use some of this lubricant, the Knight KTL20 Tube Lube. This stuff will add life to your squeeze tubes. It's very simple to apply. That's why we have this handy little port on the top of each faceplate. Simply press through the hole and squeeze in about that much of the lube onto each pump, and you're done. Now when the next time the pump runs, it'll self-lubricate by spreading with the rollers around the interior of the pump body. So that's really all you need to do to keep your on-premise ship-shape, keep it running reliably. But again, do some preventive maintenance. Don't wait for things to break. Okay, let's talk for a minute about what parts you need to carry to support this program. Knight produces good quality equipment, but like any piece of equipment, at some point a part is going to break or fail. If you're going to launch an on-premise program, you need to stock some of these replacement parts. What we would suggest is a faceplate or two, a pump body or two, a roller block or two, check valves, squeeze tubes, of course the lubricant we just spoke about, a gear motor, our power supply. You should stock a spare transformer, fuses. We have a incoming power fuse here. If you're flushing, you should stock an added coil, maybe even a complete solenoid valve assembly, and the circuit board. This is our pump circuit board that actually takes the commands from the remote control and operates our pumps and our flush valve. I would also recommend that you keep a spare remote control. Looking a little closer at our power supply, when you connect power to the dispenser, you're going to want to connect down here on this terminal strip. In this example, we're running 115 volts in, and you can see the designators on the label that indicate common or hot through 115, 208, and 230 volts. That power is routed through the primary side of the transformer and then stepped down on the secondary side across the blue, gray, and yellow leads that connect to the circuit board. Blue and yellow is our power supply for our pumps at 24 volts AC, while the gray center tap is 12 volts DC to power the remote control and the logic. The output voltage here, indicated by our black and red wires, these are our pump outputs that connect to each of our pump motors, and what we're supplying to the pumps to run is 24 volts DC. And the coil on our flush solenoid valve is operating on 24 volt DC.